Hi, and welcome to this video. If you're watching this video, most probably you sometimes struggle with feeling sad and you want to relieve yourself. Maybe you've even tried to cry, but it just doesn't work. And I know, I tried for 2 years to cry and I couldn't. That is why I've recorded this video to share with you how I managed to relieve my pain through crying and how you can start crying today. Don't worry, it's a simple process and you're gonna feel much better after that. Enjoy. Sadness is nothing bad. Sadness is nothing to be ashamed of. Sadness is just an emotion. Emotion just like happiness is. And if you go on the street today and you ask people, hey, when was the last time you were laughing? Most people will tell you like yesterday or today or last week. It would be weird if you ask them when was the last time you were laughing and they tell you, oh my god man, I don't remember. And yet, when you ask guys, most of them don't remember the last time they've cried. Maybe it was at a funeral or something really tragical when they could like cry a little bit. And you might be surprised, but many girls also don't know how to express their sadness. Now, some girls are very easygoing and they can cry like this when they watch an emotional scene, but many girls also have problems with that. And all of us who don't know how to express these emotions end up just carrying them inside. And they become like a big load, a bag that you're carrying everywhere, and it's really unnecessary. So in this video, I'm going to tell you how to cry. So in order for you to start crying, you need actually just two things. You need some safe environment and you need also some emotional triggers. Let's first talk about the environment. Now, when I say safe environment, the first thing that has to come to your mind is somewhere where you can feel safe, somewhere where you can let go. Now you can imagine that if you feel stressed or pressured or you didn't feel comfortable, that would be very difficult to cry. Crying, you are going to be in a very vulnerable position. I do it in the comfort of my room. But to be honest, in the beginning, because I have housemates, I was really conscious of, oh my god, what will happen if they hear me crying? Or what will happen if somebody else hears me crying, you know? And I can tell you that this is something completely normal in the beginning. However, if you can be alone at home, then try it out. And later you're gonna find out, just like I found out, that people are actually very supportive if you tell them. And even if you don't tell them, don't really cry. They might be curious why you're crying, but you know, it's not that important for them anyways. So I do it in my room, and this is where I feel comfortable. Good luck finding a comfortable place. The other two things that I wanted to find out in your environment, for example, when I'm crying, I tend to cough a lot and to spit. And that's why I have my bucket to cough a lot, so I always have my bucket next to me and tissues for after that. And with those three things, a safe environment, tissues and a bucket, you have a safe place where you can let go. And now you need some emotional triggers, and I'm about to explain those. Like I previously mentioned, for some people it's really easy to cry. You know, they just see a picture and they can start crying. They just hear somebody say something and they can start crying. But for many of us, for example me and many of the people I know, it's actually extremely difficult to connect with our emotions and to let go, be vulnerable and cry. So we need some emotional triggers, and I'll go give you a couple of the ones I use. The first one I use is music. Now, what I do is I have a couple of songs which for me are super emotional. When I hear them, I already get sad. So I play those songs, and of course you need to find something which will be emotional for you. The one I play is called Bulgarian sad music. I'm Bulgarian, so this song is kind of like emotional for me. So I play my sad Bulgarian song, and I also like to put my big headphones. Why I do that is because when I put them, it's kind of like I forget about everything else. I just hear the music and yeah, I feel even more safe. And if the music is not enough, you can also help yourself with some kind of visual emotional trigger. Now, this could be a picture or it could be a video. For me, this is pictures of my family, the people that I love the most. For example, I have a picture here with my dear grandmother. She's the only one left from my grandparents alive. And I play the music, I look at her, and I just remember how much I love her, and I imagine if one day she dies, how much I'm gonna miss her. And this usually makes it for me, and I can start crying. So you might want to find something that will provoke this kind of emotional trigger in you. Some kind of a photo of somebody you love, somebody you already lost. Maybe it could be an animal, a dog or a cat that you had. Anything that will trigger this emotional sadness in you. And those are the tips, my friend. It's been a whole process for me to find them out for myself. I really hope that they work for you. I've shared with many friends, both boys and girls, who I've seen struggling with sadness, carrying the sadness everywhere around with them. So try them out. Find a safe place, prepare some tissues, get your bucket, put the headphones with the nice emotional music which will trigger you. Watch some pictures from your family, loved ones, animal or whatever, and hopefully that one of those things will work out. Please let me know in a comment below if you tried it, if it worked for you, if you could cry. Tell me for how long haven't you cried. And of course, if this video was useful for you, share it with some close friend of yours who you know might be struggling with depression or sadness or all those things, because until now, every time I share it with somebody, it's really helped them, and I would like to share it with more people. Thank you very much, and I see you soon. You can do it. Good luck.